Hello there, Eagles fans. Welcome back to Philly Eagles Therapy. I'm Basil,
And I'm Baz.
and we are recording Saturday, December 20th, 2025, after the Eagles Saturday game, beating the Washington Commanders 29-18. Dad, Philadelphia Eagles, the defending, or I should say, sorry, the back-to-back division champions for the first time in 21 years that I know everyone knows already. Everyone's heard it beat to death, but we did it, and it is a good feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, and I'm glad we got it and put it away. There's still a couple weeks left. We don't have to worry about the division or the playoffs, and now they can just get themselves right the ships here.
It's true. It's nice to see. Okay, at this point now, that noise is gone. That focus of Dallas is right behind him. It's over. We're the division champions. Dallas is out of the playoffs. You eliminated them. It's great news, and it's just nice to have. Okay, now we just got to make our team better. It's all
Right.
about just focusing on us winning. We got two games, one against a good team, one against a bad team again. One at home, one away, and you got to get a little bit of practice here for the playoffs, hopefully.
Yeah, great road win too. I mean, it went down there. Weather wasn't awful, but there was some wind, but not too bad. But yeah, it was a good win. A lot of fans there. It was great. Wonderful.
Yep. Let's give a shout out real quick to the Philadelphia Eagles fan club of Colorado Springs. 47 fans at Rhinos tonight. Thank you, David, for the official number. Hope to see you all at the playoff game that we will have confirmed coming up. We're officially going to have a playoff game. So hopefully we'll see you all there. We meet at Rhinos Sports and Spirits on Barnes and Powers here in Colorado Springs. Dad, let's also just mention not just the division champions, but Nick Sirianni, fifth coach in NFL history to make the playoffs in his first 5 seasons.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. I believe I've also heard now that Jalen Hurts is the first quarterback or one of the first starting quarterbacks in NFL history. No, I'm sorry. He's the only starting quarterback now who has not missed the playoffs in a full year of starting.
Wow.
So I know in his first year, obviously he started some games, but he wasn't, a full-time starter. He's the only starting quarterback now to not miss the playoffs because Patrick Mahomes missed the playoffs this year now. We've
Right.
seen Lamar miss the playoffs, Dak, Josh Allen, stuff like that. He's the
Right.
only starting quarterback in the NFL to not miss the playoffs.
The current one, the current leader in the board.
Pretty crazy. Yep.
Awesome.
Anything else you have to say about that feeling? It's time to buy a shirt, buy a division shirt. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, I might have to wait a few weeks so the price isn't $45.
Yeah.
But
This is
yeah, I'll
insane.
definitely be getting me one of those NFC East champion, whatever you want to call it, division.
I agree.
NFC East.
Yes, and I agree. I usually don't like to get that shirt because I'm like, nah, I'm looking for the Super Bowl shirt.
Right.
But this year, I'm not too focused on that as much as I was focused on winning the division. So this to me is it's a big accomplishment.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, Dad, let's talk about the game a little bit. So good and bad on both sides. We'll start off with the offense. Let's start with the bad so we can, finish on a high note with the good. A couple bads with the offense. Struggled really, really a lot in the first half. Had a great, first drive technically without the fumble. Or I'm sorry, no, they had the 3 and out. But their second drive
Yeah.
had a really good drive, 52 yards, 7 plays. I'm sorry, 67 yards, 7 plays, 3 minutes and 30 seconds for a touchdown. And that was
Yeah.
really fantastic.
Yeah, we needed to answer with the touchdown because we fumbled the opening kickoff, which was a gut punch. But yeah,
Man, I'll tell you what, that was scary because, this team has always kind of felt like once they get punched in the gut, they don't respond very well.
yeah,
At least this year, it's felt like once something bad happens, it's game over. And thankfully, that didn't happen today. The defense came up huge with stopping them for a field goal. But
definitely.
then the offense 3 and outs again right away.
Yeah.
First time they're on the field, they 3 and out, and you're just like, you got to be kidding me. And then
Yeah.
thankfully they punch in a touchdown after that. Who was it the touchdown to? Devontae Smith, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good play. Really good play calling on that drive, especially dealing with some, a false start at one point that we had with the tush push, which needs
Right.
to be banned and it needs to be stopped running. And if they run it again, I'm going to punch a hole in the freaking wall because it's stupid. Stop.
So bad. And they're watching it, and it doesn't matter how many defenders are offsides. It doesn't matter. You guys can't move early, and they're moving every time now. Just try a quarterback sneak. Just give it to Barkley. Come on.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even think they see a guy moving. I think that I'll be honest with you. I think there is a part of them that's just calling it, even if they don't see the false start, because they're going, nope, can't do it anymore. And
Yeah,
that's the NFL just going, hey, no more of these.
yeah, it's going away. So I mean, have fun with it now because you're not going to have it anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two other good drives by the offense in the game in the first half end up leading to some special teams problems, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about the special teams a little bit. But after that, after the end of the first half, going into the second half, pretty dominant. I mean, after that, it was just two straight touchdowns, a 3-and-out, but then another touchdown, and then you kneel out the end of the game. So it was domination by the second half by the offense. I thought Barkley was great. I thought Hurts had a couple missed. The really bad play that he had was that pass to AJ that we mentioned, where he just kind of
soared it over his head. He was wide open.
I don't know how that happened, why that happened,
Yeah.
and that ended up leading to a missed field goal. So really frustrating. But other than that, I thought he had a really good game. He ends up going, what was it, 22 for 30, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 rushes for 40 yards.
Yeah.
Overall, I thought a really good game for him.
The only thing that got me in that game was the fact that we were still not over under center when they should have been. I was screaming at the TV. I mean, because it just looked bad. I mean, the run from shotgun, that first down, you get a yard, you get half a yard. Just I would just like to see him under center more. I don't know, maybe I don't know who I am, but it just doesn't matter. I just scream at it and they don't fix it.
Yeah, and it's not something that he's even like difficult to know. It's just clear that when we're under center, the offense runs better. It just is clear.
Agreed. Yes.
And it's a statistically proven fact. It's you can watch all the other Eagles podcasts that do the stats and everything like that show, oh, under center they run at this times, they have a 90% success. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
It's better under center. It's just better. It's
It
clearly
is.
better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
Especially
just
the run game. But you can't really complain about the run game. They ran the ball as the
yeah.
game went in the second half. We knew going into it that the Commanders had one of the worst run defenses, and then early on we couldn't run the ball again. And it was kind of disheartening, but they got it going, and that's what they had
Yeah.
to do.
So Saquon ends with 21 rushes for 132 yards. He got the touchdown, which was awesome. Great
Beautiful.
touchdown.
Yes.
Probably the play of the game. I was going to say I'm jumping on that a little bit early, but he was fantastic. He had the big run for 48 yards. I was
Yeah.
just about to do the math of it. If you 132 minus the 48, he had 84 over 20 rushes. So even without that big play, even without the big 48 yarder, he still
Right.
averaged 4.2 yards per carry. So that's
Right.
good. That's pretty darn
Yeah.
good.
Agreed. And of course, they used Tank. There was a few times that you and I were screaming for him. He ends up again with another over 9 yards per carry again. And the
I
guy
know.
just doesn't go down. I mean, I just don't understand it. Are they watching the same thing I am? Because, I know Barkley's the guy, but man, once in a while, give him a break and let Tank knock some guys off the ball because every time he runs the ball for 9 yards, he's knocking 2 guys backwards.
100% agree. He at one point in one of his big runs, I don't know if it was the 22 yarder, but I think he had like a 9 or 10 yarder as well, where he ran over a couple guys. He broke an arm tackle from a commander, and then he ran into the Eagles' offensive line and then knocked him down. And it was just like
Yeah.
he's just you got to give him more plays. I mean, he only
Yeah.
had 4 carries, only 4 carries on the game, and
Yeah.
then we're in cleanup time. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying the Tanner McKee, Jalen Hurts thing. I'm not saying you put in Tank Bigsby over Saquon. I'm saying he's got to get probably 9 or 10 carries a game. I would say at this point.
I mean, at least try him at least 3 or 4 times in the first half just
That's
to
true.
see what it looks like. He's a change of pace back. He runs differently than Barkley. And if you can't get that first, maybe on first down, try him. I don't know, but he got the big game sealing touchdown there. I mean, sorry, the game sealing first down late in the game when we just wanted that clock to go away. And then he had the 22-yarder for a touchdown, which was even that was a great run.
Yes. So I'm going to be annoying, Dad, because I wanted to mention the whole AJ Brown thing. AJ Brown before the game, and Devontae will mention it both. Before the game, AJ Brown in his Eagles career had 4,871 yards with the Eagles. So 4,871 plus the 95. So he is what he's got 4,963 So what's that? 37 away.
from 5,000, right?
37 away from 5,000 with the Eagles. Devontae Smith, who I should have had ready,
He only
but it was a
finished with
good day.
42.
Devontae, yeah, 40 for
So he has
42. Yeah, 4,000.
4942.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah. So 4,942. So AJ did pull ahead a little bit. So
yeah,
it's a race to 5,000 for the all-time Eagles receiving yards leaders.
yeah.
Hopefully they can push into the top 10 going forward.
Well, we're going to need him
Yep.
next week, I think. So that should
Yep.
they should both pass that next week.
I would agree. Yeah, big day for both of them. Big day for Goddard. I mean, not a big day for the passing game. Only 185 yards, but AJ 95 yards, Devontae 42, and Goddard 32. And this was a game. It felt like the passing game was on target, man. It was really
Yeah,
working. You had the one, like I said, the one Jalen pass to AJ, which was ugly, but other than that, it was a really good day for the passing game.
yeah. That one I was really upset about because that was still when the game was close and we were driving there a little bit, and then he misses them and he's wide open at the 15 or so and sailed it over his head. I mean, he had nobody around him. AJ had nobody around him, and you hate to see him miss that kind of play, that pass. And of course,
Yes,
then we missed a field goal, which was brutal.
brutal, brutal, brutal.
Can't happen. Cannot happen.
Yeah. Dad, anything else to say about the offense before I jump into defense?
Just the total. They totaled 207 yards rushing, 6.1 per average on 34 carries. That's pretty huge, and 2 touchdowns. So it's nice to see him get them rushing touchdowns.
And outgained him out by 165 yards, I believe.
Yeah, for total.
385 to 220.
Yeah,
Outgained him by 165 yards. 2 sacks on both sides. They had 2 sacks against Jalen, which was tough. But good, clean penalty game. Only 5 penalties. I mean,
yeah,
you wish to see zero, but that's not how it
yeah. It's
works.
gonna happen. Just a tush push one. You're on the foot line,
Yeah.
and now you're at the 6 yard line, and it just can't do that. I mean, can't
I'm
do that.
sorry. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. Let me put that back in there. I'm sorry. The best play of the game for at least the best play for Jalen, the pass to Goddard for the touchdown. I'm sorry I didn't
Beautiful.
mention that. That was a great play. I'm going to give
Yeah,
full props to Jalen there, especially after what had happened. It was we had the tush push that we were looking for. We didn't get the tush push because it was a false. We didn't get the tush push. Then we had a false start. Then a
right,
1 yard run. Then a 10 yard penalty because of the holding on Fred Johnson, and
right.
then the touchdown pass to Goddard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you go through all that stuff. You don't think that you're going to score after that. And he
yeah,
threw a great ball,
yeah.
little wiggly, but it was a great ball and a great catch to Goddard and great play. Saved the game from spiraling into something tougher.
Right, right.
I still think we would have won, but it changed the game. I mean,
Yeah,
it was like a
because
momentum swing.
there was that point where you could just see, okay, now it's over, and that I think that had a big piece to do with it. You could just tell that now, and then of course their quarterback went out, so that was not on the playbook, on the bingo card, as they say. But yeah, he came in and played not so well. So
No, not very good. And that was when the game changed, and this is where we'll take it into to defense. Pardon me. I hate drinking water while I'm recording. So he has the pass to Devontae. I'm sorry, to Goddard. It's 14-10, and then a couple plays later, Josh Johnson throws a pick. It's Josh Johnson, right? Yeah, throws a
yes,
pick to Cooper DeJean, and then we
beauty,
score a touchdown 7 plays later, and that's when you're kind of like, all right, now it's once it was
right,
21-10. It was finally like, okay, now it's over. The
yeah,
backup quarterbacks in, they're not coming back down,
no,
21-10. So we knew it was over then and there. But yeah, great job by the defense today. We already mentioned
again,
it. We had 207 rushing yards. They had 220 total yards.
right. They
And
had 90 rushing yards. So
yeah,
the good thing is they
uh,
kept Josh Johnson without getting the backup quarterback. He didn't get any rushing yards, and Mariota only had one for -1. So, they held
yeah,
the running quarterbacks in check.
no, no more drinking water. um, but yeah, overall, as the defense, only 2 sacks on the two quarterbacks. You want to see more. Uh,
Yeah.
who were the 2 sacks? Byron Young had one that was good, and
BG,
then
baby.
BG.
BG.
Yeah, so third sack in 5 quarters in the last 5 quarters of football
Yep.
that he had played. Now it's longer, of course, but that was big, man. And it's just, dude. I mean, he might have a second career as a defensive tackle. I might have said that before, but he might have a second career as a defensive tackle.
Well,
I
it's funny.
mean,
I don't
he's
know
great.
if you look at the snap counts. Last week he had 7 snap counts. He had 2 sacks. I guarantee today he didn't have more than, because I said to you at one point, I don't think I've seen BG in the game in the whole second half. I did not see him. And today he finished with, let's see, where's he at? One sack, one tackle for loss, one quarterback hit. I mean, you're getting this out of the guy who's coming in and just playing 8 to 10 snaps a game. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think this one says 7 to 9 sacks, but I don't. It's not official, of course. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
technically, it was his third sack, and I saw something that said it's his third sack in 9 snaps. Third sack in 9 snaps. So he had
Okay.
2 sacks in the 7, and he had that on his, I guess, his second snap today.
Okay.
So he's got 3 sacks and 9 snaps total right there. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's all from the defensive tackle position. I mean, that's
Right.
incredible, dude.
It's incredible, especially since, Jalen Phillips, is it Jalen Phillips?
Yeah,
And Hunt, they haven't really made any
yeah,
sacks in the last couple of games. But BG's picking it up, and of course Brian Young had another sack today too, and a tackle for loss, I believe. So he's kind of a
yes.
third, fourth guy down the list there, and he's contributing now that with Carter out, and it was great. But the big star today was Davis. Davis was incredible today.
He is. We've said it already on the
Yeah,
podcast. I mean, he has to be a Pro Bowler. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I don't know what football you're watching if he's not. I mean, you
yeah,
can make the same thing case for Quinyon Mitchell, who was fantastic again today, and Cooper DeJean, who was
yeah,
great.
yeah.
I mean, we have these young defensive players that are just so good that it's just like, man, it's good to know that we have these young guys who are going to be here for a long time.
Yeah, and I mean there was a lot of pressure on Johnson. I think that's why he threw that Cooper DeJean interception because they broke it down on TV and there was like 4 receivers on the other side of the field and he throws it to the one guy that's got 2 guys covering him.
I know it was
But
crazy.
Cooper DeJean just broke on that ball early and I was hoping for a pick six, but it worked out better because it killed some clock and then we still scored a touchdown.
Correct. Yeah. And what was that touchdown? Was that the touchdown to Saquon? Yeah, that 12-yard touchdown. That
What a
was
great run!
fantastic. That was a
Yeah,
great run. Yeah, great job. What was the second 22-yard? Oh, yeah, the Tank Bigsby had a touchdown. Of course, I forgot about that
yeah,
too.
yeah. At the very
Uh,
end,
that was awesome too. Yeah, man, the defense has just been playing so good. I know they let up 18 points, but they did bring in the second stringers, which brings
right?
me to the one bad that I had for the defense, which is not to be negative. I don't want to bring us down to negative, but Keely Ringo is a really bad football player right now. And yeah, it's sad and
He's
it's
gone.
crazy. It's crazy how quick that swung. I mean,
Yeah,
beginning of the season, we were all hoping, oh, he's a young guy. He's only 23, 22. And, he's going to have a chance to play and grow with Vic Fangio and Keeley, I'm sorry, and Quinion and
right.
Cooper. And,
Yeah.
man, I agree. I don't think he's on the team next year. I
Yeah, he
mean,
did that terrible pass interference that gave the Commanders those 8 points with no time left on
yeah,
the clock, and I was so mad about that because they weren't calling timeouts; they're just moving. Then they throw a deep one, and he just grabbed the guy. The ball was not even catchable. This is a backup playing it. What are you doing?
yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
was not very good, but
Yeah,
he's not
it
going to
was a
be here
bummer.
next year. Use a
I don't
draft
think so.
pick. Use a
Yeah.
draft pick, get another cornerback somewhere in the third or fourth round, maybe next year. Use one of those compensation
Well,
picks or something.
I'd really like to see Jacorian Bennett have a chance as well.
Yeah, and you still got McMillan, right? They say Fangio loves him a lot, so we'll
Yeah.
see. But we need somebody, just to kind of fill in the holes. But Dory Jackson again played well, so I'm not picking on him. He
Yeah.
he got burned by McLaurin on the one deep ball, but
Which
what are you going
it's
to do?
hard to that's the thing with the Dory Jackson that you're kind of expecting. You hope to mostly get a good game from him, but you do know any time of a game that can happen.
Agreed, agreed.
He's not as fast as he used to be. McLaurin's one of the best receivers in the
He
NFC.
is.
You know it's about to happen. It can happen at any moment, and it happened today. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't continue to happen every week,
But
but
yeah.
it's going to happen from time to time, and we kind of have to just accept that. But
But this is the depleted Commanders team. Zach Ertz isn't there
oh
to
yeah,
catch his 10 or 11 catches like he does every time he plays us. So I mean, I was surprised that Quinion wasn't just married to McLaurin the whole game and covering him wherever he was and just following him. But that's not how they play defense. They do their side to side thing. So again, Coop had a great game. It's just amazing. The two second year players are, no drop off at all. No sophomore slump for either of those two.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, they're both better. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
Cooper gets a second pick of the season, which is great. Quinyon still no interceptions in the regular season in the NFL, but he still has just been he's a top three corner in the NFL. I mean, there's
Yeah,
really I'm saying three because Pat Surtain, but he's only
right.
played 11 games this year, so he's probably not going to be Pro Bowl or All Pro eligible. And then you got who's the other guy? Well, Sauce Gardner, who's not been
Right,
as good this
Sauce
year,
is
has been
great.
injured.
Yeah,
Who am I thinking of? There's another corner. Who's the other top corner?
you got me. I don't know.
I know you don't.
You got
Hold
it. You'll
on.
pick it up. You'll
I
find it.
have to know. I have to know. Cornerbacks. Uh,
AFC.
yeah. Derek Stingley. Sorry. Couldn't think
Okay,
of him.
Junior.
Texans. Yeah, he's been
Right.
fantastic. Sorry. So
Yeah.
that's if the all pro team, I mean, right now, it should be Stingley and Quinion. I mean,
Right.
Pat Surtain, like I've said, he's just injured a little bit too much this year. He's still the best in the league. But man, Quignon's he's one of the best
Yeah.
defensive players in the NFL right now,
Yeah. I
without a
mean, they might
doubt.
go with one of the guys that's got 6 picks or something because that's
Unfortunately,
what they look at. That's one of the things they
yeah.
do look at is the guy. You got to have interceptions to it. But I don't know, man. If you just continually shut down the best player in the other team, you got to get some flowers somehow.
I agree. I agree. Anything else to mention on defense?
Well,
Good or
N'Kobe went
bad?
out. N'Kobe went out, so
Yes.
that's something that kind of stunk. Jihad was in there. I'm not sure how much he did as far as stats go. I don't
Yeah,
see his.
I thought he played fine when he went back in. I mean, we know he's a starting caliber player. It's just you've
Yeah,
had to play Kobe.
yeah. He had 5 combined tackles, one
Yeah,
tackle for
so
loss, so he did
it's great.
well.
Yeah, it's great. Bond 9 tackles on the day. Kobe only two before he left the game. I think the good news on Kobe is that it was a hamstring
Yeah,
and not a knee. Because if it was a knee, you'd be
exactly.
freaking out, going, "Oh, he hurt the knee last time."
Right,
The fact that
right.
it's a hamstring, it's a little bit better. And I wonder, do you give him some rest the rest of the season until the playoffs?
It's possible, but
I mean,
again, it could have just been a today thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's true.
he's got a long week now. They don't play on a short week now. They got an
True.
extra day, if you will, and that always helps. So
Yeah. This is an away game for Buffalo, isn't it? For
yeah, we're
us.
playing in Buffalo. Then we have the Commanders at home the next two
Back
games.
to
So
I don't like that. Back to back away games. I'm not a fan of that.
especially late in the season. I mean,
I don't
it's
like
I
it.
don't know.
I mean, they're
Well,
close by games. It's not a lot of travel, so but I don't like it. I don't like it at
yeah,
all.
yeah. This season schedule's been kind of weird, but I mean, you
Super
can't
weird.
complain about it. Everybody else has their issues with stuff. So.
Absolutely. Anything else on them, Dad? Defense, offense.
I think we got all the defense good. I'm just my player of the game. I did pick Jordan Davis, so he delivered today. I didn't want to jinx him, and it didn't happen. So I might pick him again. Now we just got to get Jalen Carter back with those two guys in there with Davis the way he's playing, and who knows what's going to happen. And that's one of the things we talk about. Not being stellar for your playoff run, but if you get those two guys playing the way he's playing, look out, man. It's just going to open everything up because Carter will come back, but and get the double team that Jordan Davis is getting. But man, he made some
I mean,
great plays today.
the craziest thing is Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, two of the best players on the defensive line. They're not even the two best pass rushing defensive tackles. I
Yeah.
mean, it's Ojomo. We all
Yes.
know Ojomo's always been the best of pass rushing, and now it's
Yeah.
Brandon Graham. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
you could be going into the postseason, and your best pass rushing defensive tackles aren't the best defensive tackles on the team. I mean,
Right. Right.
it's a good problem to have. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a problem at all. Actually, it's just and yeah, no, Carter. It's a tough one. There's the big talks on what do you do the rest of the season. Obviously the 2 seed is still alive.
Right.
There's still a chance that happens with the way I was messing with it. I told you,
Yeah.
I had us as the 2 seed with the way I think the games are going to roll out.
Right.
So yeah, we really have to cheer for the Niners next week playing the Bears. It comes down to that's a big one.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a high chance we get the 2 seed, and I mean you don't want to rest your starters because we need to win out to get that 2 seed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And getting a 2 seed's nice because if anybody upsets that number 1 seed that's got the bye, then they're coming to your house. And that's
yeah,
that's really what we want. That's what we would like. And
yeah,
of course the intensity is different in the playoffs. Some of these games that you and I are a little bit not so happy with some of the playing. And, come on, man, we want to, blow them out. But I mean, if you get some playoffs different. It's a different
Yeah.
situation. We have players that know how to play in the playoffs,
Yes, we do.
and that's
And they mentioned
huge.
that, I think what another streaming team we were watching earlier that was Eagles, they were talking about, the 2 seed. If you get the 2 seed and play the 7 seed, and obviously we have to win. If you win, it's very likely the 5 seed is beating the 4 seed because the 5 seed is the Rams or the Seahawks.
Right,
So very likely. And if the 3 seed beats the 6 seed, then you're looking at the 5 seed and the 1 seed are beating each other up. And
right.
the Eagles might have an easier path than being a 1 seed. The 1 seed kind of tough now. It's kind of funny. It obviously is the best because you get the bye, but you're now playing the 5th seed, which is kind of the 1 seed of the other division. They can't win
Right,
their division. It's just funny
right.
how it works. It
Right, and
happens
if
a
you're
lot that way. It feels
and
like.
if there's a couple bad divisions out there, you could say the NFC East wasn't the best division this year, but the West is big time, so you could pick one of those teams that's barely going to get 12 wins, and they're not going to win their division. So
Yeah, yeah. All right, Dad, before we talk more about the rest of the season, let's real quick mention special teams. We'll end on a bad note, unfortunately. Worst special teams game of the season, it feels like. Maybe there were some other tough ones, too. It's really just been tough special teams all year. But, yeah, Jake Elliott, I just don't know. What do you do? I mean, this cannot be our kicker going into the playoffs.
well, you can't miss 42-yard field goals at all in the playoffs. A
Yeah.
58, 56, even a 55, 54, yeah, okay. But when you get a 42-yard field goal, it's automatic in today's NFL. And we played for that field goal in this game, and then he misses it. You cannot do that. And then he had a second chance on the same kick, put it in the same spot, didn't even adjust it. I don't know, Baz. It's going to be tough. You bring a kicker in, I guess, to start pushing them somewhat, but everyone knows that Elliott is a fan favorite, and he's been rock solid in the playoffs and in the Super Bowls and stuff. But we can't be missing 42-yard field goals. We just can't.
Yeah. So was that what his first miss was? Was it a 42-yarder?
That one that I remember was the 42-yarder. That was
I
driving
just
me
want I want
nuts.
to I want to pull it up to
Yeah,
make sure.
sure. Go ahead.
Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I got some numbers here and everything to crunch.
Well, he missed two
Okay,
two on the game, but he missed three because he got to kick an extra one on the
correct.
5-yard penalty and
So
missed
that's
that.
that's the thing, and the toughest one for me was that one. That's the 52-yarder. So he had kicked a 57 and he missed it, shanked
Right.
it,
Yeah.
and then he, penalty, kind of a phantom penalty. I really, it was kind of a bad call.
Yeah, it was
Um,
weird.
Let me see. Here's the first missed field goal. So he misses a field goal from 43. So yes, 43.
Can't
Yeah,
do that.
anything in the modern day NFL, I mean, anything under 50, you're only allowed to miss like two in a season. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
and
Right.
it
Yeah,
better be a 49. You know what I mean?
I
And
agree.
that has to be a bad weather game or something.
Yeah.
But
Right.
no,
Right.
the big one for me was the 57-yarder, and we've mentioned it before. You miss a 57-yarder every once in a while. It makes sense. It's a long kick. It's still a long kick, even in the modern NFL. Though you have to make it. But the fact that he misses the 57-yarder, gets a penalty, misses the 52-yarder in the exact same spot. I
Right.
mean,
Right. No
that was to
adjustment.
me.
Yeah.
No, it's just like that to me was like you might have to cut him mid-game. I mean,
Right.
you can't play him. Someone
Yeah.
else has to kick. You have to. So
Yeah.
it's a bummer because I love Jake Elliott as much as the next guy, as much as the next fan. He's a two-time Super Bowl winning kicker, and he's great. He was great, and he's the greatest Eagles kicker of all time. But he, we
They
can't
start.
do this.
Yeah.
We can't
Once
do
they start
this.
slipping, and then I thought it was odd, of course, when after the Tank Bisbee touchdown, then they went for two,
That was
which
weird
that was
because
weird, and it caused a
it,
lot of issues because then the fights broke out, and they were really, and I just
it
wish I don't understand that.
that was definitely weird because since that field goal missed, he had kicked two extra points. Or I'm sorry,
Right,
yeah, he had kicked two extra points. So why take him out for the third one? Like he made
right,
two extra points since the missed field goal. So I don't
right.
know why you would take him out for the missed field for the extra point.
Yeah,
At that point, I was just thinking you're not kicking any field goals, but unless it's 35 yards and in.
right.
But
It
I don't
was
know.
just yeah,
It was a weird decision, but I just don't know what to do about Jake Elliott, man. I agree with you. I'm not saying you bench him completely or you're done with him for sure, but I think you do have to bring someone in tomorrow. I mean, there needs to be a kicker signed tomorrow who's just to at least compete, just
Right,
to give something. Like we need something.
right. So I wonder if that didn't go for the extra point, went for 2-pointer. Was a slight to Jake? Was a
Maybe.
because I said to you at the time, it was what 27-10 would have made it 28-10 instead and make it 29. But I'm thinking, get him out there, get his confidence back, let him kick that 35-yarder and say, okay, I'm ready again, coach. But they didn't do that, which I really thought that was odd. I don't know what the time stamp on that was. I think it was within 3 minutes left in the game when they scored that touchdown on Tank. But to me, that was just odd because then it just
Yeah,
started the fights and everything.
yeah, that was with 6 minutes. So let's see, we scored it with 4 minutes 26 seconds left.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. It was a strange decision, and yeah, it kind of did lead to some. The Commanders probably took a little bit of offense to that. They ended up going deep for that. They get the PI. They go for
Yeah.
two, and then the fights happen. You're thinking that might have kind of, or the fights happened before that, but it kind of
Yeah.
does feel like that led to them, kind of, wanting to score touchdown and 2 point
Right.
convert, and it was just dumb. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. I
And
just
then
thought, when you're up 19 points with four something left, it's over. But, they kind of got mad at us and threw that super stupid penalty, on Keely Ringo, which was ridiculous. But I'm always afraid of players getting hurt late in meaningless plays.
yeah. The next thing I wanted to mention, Shipley, of course, having the really fumble on the first kick return of the game, which was awful. And then later, before the half, he catches the ball in the end zone and then falls out and has to run, and he gets to the 18-yard line instead of us being at the 35.
Right.
And then Jake misses a field goal, and you're
Yeah.
like, if you had that extra 17 yards,
I
maybe he
agree.
makes it. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
he makes it. I don't know. So it's just really bad special teams game. Not something you want to see because that is the last thing that you should have to worry about going into the postseason is, oh, our special teams suck. Like
Right.
that's just
Right.
terrible to have to worry about that.
And you got to know where you are on the field. I mean, if he's standing on the goal line and it's going to bounce in the end zone, you'll take it at the 35 every time. You know what I mean? I still think it's odd that there's so many kick returns this year, unless you have to return it. Let it
Yeah.
go in the end zone if it's kicked out, if it hits the goal line or whatever. But yeah, he's got to know where he's at. It was bad.
Yep. Your player of the
Hesitation
game.
was not good.
Your player of the game was Jordan Davis.
My player was, yeah, that's who I selected
Okay.
on
So
our
my player of the
line.
game is Saquon Barkley. I think that's kind of the obvious one, but 21 rushes, 132 yards, and that great touchdown that kind of, the game was kind of over already, but it really iced the game. And so
Yeah,
that was a good feeling and good for him to have. So especially,
yeah,
you want to get his yards a little bit up. I know we're not the stat guys. And,
right,
you
right.
don't want to stat pad like the Cowboys do, but, it
Yeah,
is a good feeling to, have a running back who, after having the best rushing season of all time, you don't want him to have a terrible rushing season.
yeah.
So,
But it was nice. Once he hit that 48-yarder, you kind of felt, okay, he's ready to run. And then he scored after that on another great run where he got hit like about six different players and just kept going. That was awesome.
was that Tank Bigsby's second rushing touchdown of the season?
I
No, it was his
don't,
first.
I was going to say, yeah, I thought it was his first.
It was his first.
That was a 22-yard run, too. And he
Too,
just,
it's too little. He needs more. He needs more.
I agree.
Oh
I
yeah, he
agree.
should have had his last week against the Raiders, but he didn't get in.
Yeah, right. At the very last, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dad. So bottom line, we're 10-5. The 1 seed is basically out of question. The 2 seed is very much in play. The 3 seed is where you're at right now, and you're
Right.
probably going to be there, but you never know. So it is an exciting time to be an Eagles fan. We're going back to the playoffs,
Yep.
and you won the division, man. I mean, you ended that stupid streak, which I said to me, I told you
Yeah.
before the season. My mind wasn't even on the Super Bowl as much as it was on ending this
Just break
stupid.
that streak.
Oh,
Yeah.
no one's ever won it. I just couldn't do that
Yeah.
anymore. Win the freaking division. I
Yeah.
just that was to me the main goal of the season. Like,
Yeah. So 3 of the last 4 years we've won the NFC East. So that's awesome.
that is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, God, that's really good, man. We're in a good time of football.
Great. Definitely.
Even though we're booing our team, well, on the first three and out of the game, which they deserve. I mean, you can't be doing that. It's the highest paid offense in the league, but
One more thing. Remember when we
yeah,
were driving and then it was 1st and 10? I think Barkley was running at the time about 4, 6, 7, 8 yards a clip. And then they pulled that Devontae run to the left side. I just thought that was bad play call.
so
Just not
that
the right
was
spot. Not the
that was
right
the
time to
worst.
do that.
That was the worst part of the game, and that all led together. That was the it was the Devontae sweep where he passed it to him, and
Right.
then the next play was the pass to AJ
Over,
where he was out
yeah,
of bounds, and then I don't remember what happened on third down, and then the missed field goal. So it was
yeah.
one of the it was the worst
Series, yeah,
series, thank you, of
yeah, yeah,
sequence of plays of the
yeah.
game,
There
and it
you
was
go.
bad.
Yeah,
It was a bad play call. It was a bad play by the quarterback, and then it was a
yeah.
missed field goal, of course. So
Especially
that was
because
brutal.
if you see the breakdown of that play, Devontae's in motion, and a lot of the defense started to go that way, and then Hurts ran to the right and handed it to him, and he could have given it to Barkley, and Barkley could have just went out that right side and beat maybe one or two guys. I just thought that was just a horrendous play call at that time. You want to do the sweep, that's fine, but it wasn't the right call at that time. You were running the ball fairly well at that point in that drive,
Yep.
and I hate to
We
see that.
mentioned
You drive killer.
so we mentioned the injuries. We saw Nakobe Dean leave. We saw Marcus Mariota leave as well. Hopefully, Nakobe Dean not too serious. Like we said, it's a hamstring injury. So good news that it's not a knee. Next thing I wanted to talk about real quick. We don't have much time, but we just have to mention it. We're also recording this after the Packers Bears game, which
Right.
was
Man.
insane.
Yeah.
So in the fourth quarter, the Bears, what they have a 16-6 lead. I was sitting there going, man, if the Bears don't score on this drive, it's over. They end up kicking a field goal. They end up going for they end up getting
Onside
the
kick.
onside kick, which was incredible. And then
Right.
they go down and score on fourth down into the back of the end zone with the rookie who's never played. And they score a touchdown. They get the extra point, and then it's into overtime, which was just
Yeah.
incredible. Because right away, the
Yeah.
Packers, big play, and you're thinking, oh, the Bears are going to blow it anyways. And then the Bears get it back. And I got to say it. I said it to Mom. I said it to you. The touchdown from Caleb Williams might be one of the greatest throws I've ever seen in my life.
It was
I mean,
incredible.
it was unbelievable throw.
It was. It was, and I don't expect that from Kelly Williams. Others do, but I am not sold on him yet. But he plays really well, and the guy knows how to get rid of the ball. He knows how to get out of the pocket. But I was going to say the two of the last three football games I watched were the two best games of the season. Not the game we watched tonight, our game, but the other two games, the Thursday night game and tonight's game. Unbelievable. Just to see the comebacks that happened, and I mean, it just shows you that anytime you better not, sit back. You just got to keep the clock
Yeah.
rolling and get points.
I picked the Bears to win this game, and in my predictions for the rest of the season, I had the Packers missing the playoffs. And I think this could be the gut punch for them to miss the playoffs, especially with Jordan Love going out. He's probably, he's got a concussion, and they play the Ravens on a short week. Or no, they get a long week basically, but they play the Ravens on Saturday next week.
Okay.
So it's a Saturday game. So they
All
play the
right.
Ravens on a regular rest week, and I mean, I don't know, man. I think if they don't have Jordan Love, it's hard to pass the concussion protocol that quick. And
Yeah.
if they don't have Jordan Love, Malik Willis, he gives them energy. He does,
Sure does.
but he's not he's still not Jordan Love.
Yeah.
And man,
He's a heck of a backup.
if they don't have Jordan Love, I mean, I'm saying it, dude. I do think they're going to miss the playoffs.
Well, I know you're pretty high on Detroit. I am not, so we'll see how that
Yeah.
shakes down.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
next,
Detroit lost to the Packers both times. Now, of course, that was when they had Micah, and they had
right.
Now they don't, So
Yeah.
we'll see, but yeah, I think the Bears are going to lose to the Lions, and it would be good to see the Bears lose to the Niners because that would help us get that's what we need for the 2 seed.
Right. Yeah. That was the big thing. But, we just didn't want the Pack to win because they have that tie. So that kind of changes everything. We do have the
We,
tiebreaker over them.
We gotta
But
go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. All right, let's say goodbye. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. If you like Philly Eagles Therapy, do us a favor, rate and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please comment and like down below and press that subscribe button. From all of us here at Philly Eagles Therapy, I'm Basil.
and I'm Baz.
Go Birds.
Fly, Eagles, fly.